G'day, my name's Damned, and this is a quick overview of the newest features of MoreCore version 1.48. The primary features of this rule set, or this version, are that we've got some new ways of tracking spells. The spells have always been troublesome to try and handle exactly what's the best way to do this for our generic rule set in a way that's going to make sense across multiple rule sets without adding massive amounts of complexity. There are three basic types of spell usage in role-playing games. First one is you learn specific spells a certain number of times. So this is pretty much old school D&D. You learnt to cast the magic missile spell 3 times. You memorized it 3 times. So we'll put the magic missile in here. Change that to 3. We'll give it an icon. We'll just call it magic. And you can see it's created 3 usage dots. We've got another spell here where we've got protection from evil. And we've learnt that one 5 times. And we'll use the Ankh. And we'll have a cantrip here called light. You can see that the suggestion here is that you have a maximum number of 12, and that's just because that's as many as the interface is really set up to handle. And we will choose an appropriate icon. There's a bunch of different icons there. We'll add some more later on, or maybe remove some of them. So we've got uses and an icon. Now what will happen here is you can see our 3 spells that we've set up. Light is a cantrip. We can cast as many times as we want during the day. Now we have no real way of doing unlimited uses, so we'll just set it as 12, which is the maximum, and we can reset it if required. Magic missile, we've got 3 uses per day, and protection from evil 5. So our character Caladan, she casts protection from evil, so it reports to chat Caladan is using protection from evil. Our usage is ticked off, it's incremented by 1, and we can also see that the spell has an icon sent to the chat message as well. Magic missile, Caladan is using magic missile, so it reports that she's used 1 of 3. Does it again, and it will say 2 of 3. And of course, with our cantrips, there's no actual limit of 12, but it's reporting that Caladan is casting that spell. You can right-click to clear, you can control-click to clear, and the other usage that you can do here is if you shift-click, it will tick 1 off, and it will also add a +1 modifier, which will apply to your next dice roll. The next most common way of casting spells is to have a certain number of spells per level. Now, as with rolls and abilities, we've created a new data type called trackers, and you can see I've created level 1 spells, level 2 spells, level 3 spells. You can just drag these into our character sheet. Now we can adjust these. Perhaps we've got 3 level 2 spells. Perhaps we don't like the crystal ball icon, we want the dragon icon. That's fine. Let's reset the usage on these. Now my character again casts magic missile, also casts protection from evil, both first level spells, and then casts a 3rd level spell, lightning bolt. So you can see that that's reported Caladan has used 2 of her 5 level 1 spells and 1 of 1 level 3 spells. And the final way that we've set up tracking in this is if you have a certain number of spell points that you can use, and each different spell level has a different cost. So we've got cost 1 point, maybe it's mana or spell points or power points. 1 point to cast level 1 spell, it's 3 points for a level 3, it's 7 for a level 3, and 13 and 23 for a level 5. We've got 45 as our max, and if I want to reset this, I can right click on it and reset. I can also do it from this one as well, right click and reset. Okay, so when we cast a level 5 spell, double click that, and it will decrement our current points by 23 units, leaving us 22, and it reports down that Caladan is using a level 5 spell. She now casts a level 4 spell. Caladan is using a level 4 spell. It decrements our 22 points by 13, leaving us 9. She now casts a level 3 spell, and then she tries to cast another level 3 spell, and it says she has insufficient power. She's only got 2 points left. She tries to cast a level 2 spell. She has insufficient power to cast level 2 spell, but can cast level 1 spell. Now you may also have, these are all editable fields, so maybe you've got cantrips down here. Cantrips, and they cost 0, and Caladan is using a cantrip. So they're the main ways that we use to track spells, and you can use whatever combination. These might also be used for other systems, so the shift and click could be very useful for gumshoe style systems where you spend a point to gain a +1 on your gumshoe investigative roll. They could also be used for systems like Chronicles of Darkness, World of Darkness, where you tick off usages, and there are quite a few other systems where this could be useful. Thank you for watching.